Welcome, parents.
I'm Blanca.
And I'm Nancy. Thank you very much for answering the phone calls and the text messages.
I hope you're still doing your child's game, okay? And also, I'm hoping that you don't have any troubles on your spinners and charts, behavior charts, okay? If you do, by any chance, remember that Nancy and I will be Zooming with you. So you have any questions or so on, we can gladly be an assistance. Today's session is 6, and we're going to be talking about communication for better relationships. Communication is such an important tool in our everyday life that it has been divided into 2 sessions, session 6 and session 7. Okay, the importance of communication: it reduces chaotic situations. It helps us establish better relationships with our family, express our thoughts and feelings in a healthier way. What else can you think of?
Yes, and it also helps us understand what's going on in our daily life, like Blanca said. It puts feelings and issues in a proportion and clarifies problems, so it makes it easier to solve a problem or to get through certain situations at home.
Very good. You see how important it is? One of the things that I said, labeling our feelings. I know this is going to be somewhat hard for some of the families because we're not used to describing what we feel, what we think. But remember, all this is a process, and therefore will help us to gain communication and reduces stress. Not to mention that everything that we do here in SFP will flow in much easier.
Yes, and it also helps us solve, like we said, it helps us solve problems. But this communication skill is not only going to help your family, within your family, it's also going to help you in your other daily activities such as work. For your children, it's going to help them in school, in church, or other activities that they do outside school and outside home.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It is very important to understand that communication and solving problems requires 2 skills, and these are listening to others, which is the listener role, and expressing yourself, which is the speaker role. And also, for improving these 2 communication skills, we will need somebody else to be coaching, and we're going to be talking about these 3 roles.
Parents, now turn to your handout 6.1. We're going to be talking about one of the most important roles, which is a speaker. Okay, the role of the speaker. In the role of the speaker, you're going to describe or say what you feel or think. Okay, this is a way that you're utilizing your I statements. And I statements indicate that you state what your feelings are. You describe the problem or behavior with a non-blameful way that doesn't hurt or affect anybody else, or and explain the reason of your feelings. Okay, these are the basic rules of the speaker's role. Okay, for example, we're going to demonstrate you what our normal family, you could say, we're caught doing some of this miscommunication or not practicing our skills, how it looks in a normal household. Okay, so this is how it goes not to do it.
Hi, Mom.
Where have you been? I've been calling and calling and calling you, but you never answer the phone. Why don't you answer the phone?
Mom, but I was...
Don't give me. No, I know. Mom. No. I'm taking that phone away. Does that seem familiar? Okay, does that sound something, it happens occasionally? Because it does, okay? Now we're gonna show you a way of how we're utilizing our skills in the speaker's role using our I statements, okay? Same scenario, different communication skills.
Hi, Mom.
Nancy, I was so worried about you. Where were you? You had me, I thought the worst thing had ever happened to you.
Oh, Mom, I'm so sorry. I was coming back home, but my friend and I stopped to the store to buy some chips. I'm so sorry.
Okay. You know what? Next time, please give me a call or answer your phone. You had me so worried.
Okay, sorry, Mom, for making you feel that way. I'll do that next time.
I know that our emotions are high when scenarios like this happen, but this is a way that we're going to continue to practice here in this program, utilizing I statements. Remember that your children too are learning the same situation, the same skills in their children's groups, okay? So we're gonna practice with this.
So that's right, Blanca. A good speaker keeps it short and says something at a time and pauses to reply for questions. And also they check for understanding if the other person is listening by either asking questions and being specific and say what they want. Also, be as positive as you can. Remember to show your love and affection.
Another important role too is the listener, okay? Be a good listener. If I'm on the other side, okay, and Nancy is my parent or so on, and she's talking to me, remember one of the things that you utilize is be active, an active listener, okay? Focus as far as eye contact, okay? That tells Nancy that I'm paying attention. Nodding is another way of understanding. Yeah, like, okay, I understand what you're saying. Body language, repeat if you need to, like, okay, Nancy, so you're telling me that you want me to come home at, at a specific time, okay? Repeat back what she said. Ask questions if possible. If there's some gap between communication there, ask the questions. Know that you're interested in whatever she has to say. Also important, don't give advice when someone's talking to you unless you're asked. Say it, but in reality, they want to talk. They want to tell you something. So be a good listener. Another key is
respect their point of view.
Yeah, there you go. That's one of the maybe we're not going to have the same point of views, but she is telling me something, and my job as a listener is to understand and let you know that it's important. Whatever you're saying is important to me.
And our last role is the coach. And normally we don't think about the coach, but the coach is very important as well, because the coach is the person that's going to be praising the speaker or the listener to improve the communication, the conversation. Normally when either when the speaker is raising their voice or the listener is not listening, the coach can intervene and kind of redirect the conversation. The coach also suggests specific phrases or feelings that maybe the speaker is not being able to express, or help the listener to better understand what the speaker is trying to say.
Remember that the role of the coach is normally used at the beginning. It helps because since we're not used to having or practice these kind of skills with the I statements and the listener, the coach will help, like Nancy said, control the environment, control the tone of voice, the questions, because it is in our nature to jump at that other person when they're, especially if our emotions are up high. Okay, so the coach is going to balance that out.
And now to your handout session 6.2, which is roadblocks to good communication. Parents, please listen to this roadblocks to good communication and try to see what more relates to you. And the first one is blaming.
Oh, you always do this. Oh my God, it's always your fault. I never do nothing. I always follow the rules. It's you who does this.
Number 2, changing the subject.
This is utilized when, let's say, I'm trying to discuss a problem. Hey, you know what? This is what's going on. I told you to pick up this, and you're like, hey, wait, did you make dinner? Because I'm really hungry. I don't know about you, but I'm starving. Does that sound familiar?
Number 3, sounding hopeless.
Why do I do this? It's never gonna work. Why do I even try? My kids are not gonna do what I asked them to.
Number 4, communication cut off.
That normally occurs when someone's trying to say something and they're like, wait, I have homework to do. Or you know what, we'll talk to some other time. It's not gonna work out.
Number 5, defensiveness.
This is very, very common, okay? This is, for example, like, oh, now you think it's all my fault, huh? Oh, no, yeah. You're always trying to pick a fight on me. Like, no, okay, so it's all my fault now.
Number 6, denial.
Oh, no, he's not misbehaving. He's going through a phase. That's gonna pass like a miracle. It's gonna pass.
Number 7, long statements.
This normally occurs when the parent comes and says, you know what, I need you to clean your room because you know what, your aunts are going to come over and they're going to see a mess and they're going to be complaining and you know how they are. I just can't stand your aunts sometimes.
Number 8, mind reading or assuming.
Oh, all of a sudden we're all mind readers, right? For example, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, you think I'm the problem here, right? Yeah, no. You don't have to say it. I know what you're thinking.
Number 9, put downs.
You never do anything. You know what? Leave the stuff there. I'll do it myself, because if I want something done in this house, I have to do it myself.
Number 10, sarcasm.
Oh, you know how to do everything here, huh? Yeah, like, you're Mr. Handyman.
Number 11, speaking in absolutes.
Oh, absolutes means I always have to do everything myself. You never bring anything home. Oh my God, it's always this and always that.
And number 12, talking for others.
Oh, this is also that. Oh no, it's okay. She doesn't want to eat. I'll eat the taco for her. She's not hungry, right? You're not hungry, honey, right? She's not hungry. Okay, so for example, is this something that you can relate as a parent? Does this, or if one or more of these happen in your house? Because I know it happens to me. Does it happen to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so this is like why the importance of communication. We're gonna practice on these.
Okay, so now we're gonna make a little demonstration using the 3 roles for communication, and we're gonna have a little role play where Blanca is gonna be my mom and I am gonna be the daughter. So since I'll be whenever we are using the skills, we're gonna be using the little sticks, and we're also gonna be having a coach.
So, are you gonna be our coach? Okay, Alan behind the cameras is gonna be our coach. So now we're gonna demonstrate utilizing our roles, okay? Okay, Nancy, you know what? These last days that you've been Zooming with your teachers, there's things happening. You're always upset. You're throwing things around.
Hold on, Blanca. Remember, try using your I feel statements.
Okay. Nancy, I feel very concerned for you. I'm afraid that you might break something because lately your emotions have been. Huh?
Good job, Blanca.
Mom, it's because it's very frustrating for me. I haven't been able to sleep. I get really anxious and upset whenever I'm in swimming, and it kicks me out.
Okay, good job using your I feel statements, Nancy. Go ahead, Blanca. Remember to switch.
Okay, so I understand. So we're gonna have to come up with a plan, because you can't break that tablet. I cannot pay for that tablet. So we're gonna have to work on your feelings, emotions. What do you suggest we can do? I mean, maybe come up with a plan. What do you think that we should do?
Good job working together.
Thank you, Mom. Yeah, maybe if you can help me talk to my teachers and letting them know that it's not my fault and I'm trying to do my best, but just the bad connection keeps on happening.
Nice. Good job, Nancy.
Okay. Well, another situation, maybe, you know what? You're going to bed very late, so we could practice on going to bed early or something. You know, maybe that's gonna reduce your stress, your emotions, and eating breakfast before, because I noticed you just zoom right into it. Okay? And I'll call the cable company. Maybe we could get a better internet service.
All right. Good job, Nancy and Blanca. Resolving these problems using your communication skills.
Okay, so parents, this is somewhat a similar scenario that might be happening at your house right now, especially with all the Zoom and problems. So notice that we had our coach, okay, he was coaching us through making sure that we use proper statements, I statements. Nancy was making great eye contact. That means she was paying attention to what I was saying. We were nodding. Nodding was one of the things that helped to tell the other person that they understood, right?
Correct.
Anything else, Nancy?
Yes, and like we said, you know, maybe it's not something that we're really used to it, but it's gonna help us develop the skills more, and as more often we use them, the better we get at them, and in the future we're not going to be needing a coach. The coach is only at the beginning to help us master the skills and get used to having this communication skills while we are having conversations or trying to resolve problems at home.
And you seem parents, is this something that you can do at home? Do you think the conversation flew smoothly? Do you think it can help you de-escalate situations, perhaps at home? We'll talk about it in our Zoom meeting, okay? Any questions? Practice, practice, practice.
So now we're gonna go over home practice, and this week we would like you guys to practice your first your family meeting. And in this family meeting, what we would like you to do is to try to plan a family fun activity. So using this communication skills we talked about, like the coach, the speaker, and the listener, you guys are gonna plan your family fun activity.
So if you turn to handout 6.3, that's exactly what you're going to be utilizing for your family meeting. An example that we used today, that what we demonstrated you, was the Zoom problem, Zoom communication. Okay, so on the top of the sheet, you're going to put in our meeting we talked about. So be specific in what was the topic of your meeting. In our situation, it was the Zoom meetings or the Zoom classrooms that the kids are having. Another thing, how I saw our family meeting practice. One, feelings, wishes that I talked about. So indicate there what was discussed. What did we discuss? We talked about how I felt concern for Nancy because her feelings were her emotions. Yeah. So it indicates that. Feelings and wishes talked about by other members of the family. So I would write down in that situation, Nancy felt that frustrated because she couldn't have the connection with the internet. She was having trouble, which was causing her emotions, correct? And 3, I think family members understood me. So this is how you're gonna self-evaluate, okay? You're gonna see how do you think family members understood you, okay? A, poorly, B, pretty well, or C, very well, okay? The same you're gonna do with 4 and 5. I think that as a result of this family talk, I understand myself, A, no better, B, somewhat better, or C, much better, okay? And you're gonna continue that with number 5 as well, okay? Remember to utilize this and fill this out. We will be discussing this in our Zoom meetings. Everything that we do, remember in this program, we are going to utilize it later on in other sessions. So have that in your folder somewhere handy that we could be able to pull it out in case we have any questions or you have any questions or concerns about this, okay?
Yes. And the second part of the home practice is going to be handout 6.4. This handout is also in your child's packet. So on this one, you're going to help your children with this handout, and you are going to evaluate. And for example, on number 1, it's for the speaker. It says you, so while you were talking, while you were being the speaker, were you using I feelings or I messages? You're going to check mark. Or if one of the brothers, sister, or the parent. So you're gonna help your child fill out this form, or if he can't do it himself, that's perfect, but it would be more helpful if you help him out.
Remember the importance of these self-evaluation sheets, again, is to visualize and see what we can better ourselves in our next family meeting, what we can change, or what we can reduce. Remember every session, and that makes you qualify for the raffle, okay? Our raffle, okay? Thank you very much, and
thank you for watching.
See you. Bye.